Buongiorno, good morning. Here I am at Chuo Park and about to take a walk around the park, which, I mean, what time is it now? It's about just after 8:05 in the morning. Behind me you can see the city Gymnasium. There we are, like a crown. It's quite an interesting building. And down here behind me you can see Konpira pond. Okay, so let's take a walk around and see what we can see. Okay, here's a map of Chuo Park, Fukuoka Prefectural Park. There we are, you are here. That's where the red mark is, and parked the car right here, and this is Mount Konpira, Konpira-san, with the shrine on top. There's a lawn park, Shibafu Koen, and an observation deck, which is actually above a toilet, public toilets, and a campsite, which I've never used, I suppose for obvious reasons. Here's the gymnasium, with the crown shape there. There's a couple more parks here, another lawn park and a Koen park. So that's an ancient tomb somewhere in there. And over here, there's Ito's Nomori, which is a zoo, which I suppose, it seems to qualify as part of the park, does it? I'm not sure about that. And Flower Hill, and Kitakyushu Palace, which is a kind of, well, dining and, oh, there seems to be a swimming pool as well. Traffic park, I think that's for practicing driving, and a baseball field. So I suppose all, and the administration building from where it's all controlled is right there. So I suppose that's all of it. Oh, and then there's this path which takes you to the Municipal Museum of Art. So just pan out a bit. There we are, Chuo Koen map. There's the gymnasium, which is a good building actually, and it's been refurbished lately for various international competitions. And yeah, this is the outer ring of the central area, so you can walk around here. It's about, I think it's about 1100 meters. In fact, this says let's walk the whole of Japan. So yeah, this is where we are now. We've got an inner ring of 0.75 kilometers and an outer ring of 1.09, which is what we're on right at this minute. And depending on how far you want to go, if you want to walk, for example, to the top of Hokkaido from here, it's 2,315 kilometers. That's Soya Misaki, Cape Soya. And in terms of this park, the distance is on the inner ring 3,087 laps, and on the outer ring 2,124 laps. And all of the various places in Japan are indicated in that sense, at least from where? Sakurajima, which is, that's down in Kagoshima, and that's, oh, that's not very far, is it? It's only, really? 480 laps in the inner ring and 330 in the outer ring. I've probably walked that distance since I've been using this park for walking. Tokyo Tower is 1,407 laps of the inner ring and 968 of the outer ring, and so on and so forth. Doko made aruite ikeru kana? How far can you walk, I wonder? And these are these typical old couple with their dog. There we are. It's quite interesting to put it in those terms of distance walked across Japan. So this says, watch out for wild boars, inoshishi. So, there we we are. Inoshishi taishoho. How to deal with wild boars if you come across them. Down there, there's an old people's home, I think. Oh, and another sign warning us in yellow and black of inoshishi. And there we are, Konpira Pond, Konpira Ike, and the management building, Kanriken, or is it Kanrito? I'm never sure. Chushajo, the parking. Hana no Oka, the flower slope, which I mentioned before. Yeah, there's a sort of artificial waterfall thing going on here, which is quite nice. And it goes, I think, all the way down to the bottom. Presumably, yes. Can't just stop in the middle, otherwise there'd be a flood. Yeah, there we are. And it goes all the way down to the pond. And over here, that's Mount Konpira. It's still got autumn colours. At the top is Konpira Shrine. It's a pretty good park, this. It's well laid out. It's quite a saviour for people in lockdown when they're allowed one walk a day or something. Oh, there's a black cat there, isn't there? Oh, there's another cat here. Quite a lot of cats around here. This is Fureai Bashi, Friendship Bridge. And crow. Sun coming up from the west over there. Yeah, you get a better view of the Mount Konpira from here. Yep. This is something which is quite good. It's very educational. You have these little tags hanging from trees, and it says, what's the name of this tree? Okay, and if you turn the tag around, whoops, not so easy to do. Oh, should I put it up? It's a katsura. It's easy to identify a katsura. Hawa hatogata. The leaves are heart-shaped. That's this particular feature of this tree. Let's find a beautiful heart. Well, we can't in this weather, being autumn. But anyway, yeah. So this bridge, Fureai Bashi, was created on Heisei 10, August. Heisei 10, which is what? I can't remember, about 1988. It'd be 1998, I think, or thereabouts. I'm never quite sure in Western terms. It's an added complication. And here's something which looks as if it's budding. That's nice to have something which is on the way, so to speak. There, although there are telegraph wires, that's Mount Sarakura, not Sakura, in the distance, which is our highest mountain, really a very modest 600 and something meters. Very modest compared to the sort of stuff mountains in the north of Japan, which are sort of some of them are 3 times that height. But there we are. Requests from the park management: wear a mask, keep the social distance when walking and running. And get a better view of the Mount Konpira here. Despite the presence of the telegraph wires. Ubiquitous. Or ubiquitous, as the Japanese say. Yeah, this is still in shade because of the hill on the right, which leads to the flower park. I think we saw it on the map. And got something to look forward to on the other side. See if there are any kingfishers there. Over where I'm pointing the camera now. Well, Kitakyushu is famous as an industrial area, and if you look down there you can sort of see the chimneys. So yes, it does have still got industry, but it's far more greenery than industry in the total area of the city. Here we have flower beds which are changed quite frequently, and obviously at the moment they're being prepared for something new. And we're about halfway round the outer 1.09 kilometer walk around the centre part of the park. And there again is your gymnasium, city gymnasium. And if you want to go down here, there are steps, or there's even a lift. Oh, well, there's something planted here, but I'm not sure if it's on the way out or on the way in, as it were. But there we are. Yeah, it's 8:20 right now. And yeah, very modest displays compared with what we normally see. Very red, rusty colours here of the trees, but they're a bit short of water. We haven't had that much rain lately. Okay, so there's a kind of ornamental rock garden thing going on here, where they switch on the pump and the water comes down. That leads to the lawn park up there, what they call the Shiba Koen, the lawn park. And this is a sign saying don't feed cats and dogs, or yes, stray cats and dogs. Another boar warning. There's only one person here today checking out the kingfisher. I don't know if I can see the kingfisher myself. They have these branches sort of set up, but I don't think there's one there at the moment. Well, a second pensioner has just shown up with his camera, so obviously they're hoping to see the kingfisher there, or one or two kingfishers, who knows. These trees are actually Sakura cherry trees, and it's a lovely walk in end of March, I suppose, when they're out. Sounds like a terrible cat fight going on over there. It's all happening this morning. Yeah. It's feeling reasonably warm with the sun. On this side, of the pond. And there's the inner ring. You can see the what was it 750 meters, I think. And there's a kind of island there. I think artificial. I think the whole pond is artificial, actually. Which has lots of ducks and a heron or two. If we went down there, no doubt they'd come out and expect to be fed, which I don't have anything to give them anyway. So. There we are. There's the part of the way down to the inner ring, and here is the inner ring. And there's the island. There is another spot for viewing kingfishers somewhere around this way. Perhaps people will show up later. No fishing is what the sign says. And here's the outfall into the pond from up above. People doing exercises up there. I can see some ducks by the island, which is where they live. And actually there's a heron as well, I can see that down there. He's a resident heron. Yeah. Oh yes. And from here, Konpira looks a bit steeper. Better go up that in another video. Someone left their hat. There's the heron, I can see it. There we are. Okay. All good. Quite often you get lots of ducks here on this sort of stage, plus the heron as well. He comes up here, I suppose, when they think there's somebody who's likely to feed them. Another map of the park. There's no need to repeat that. Yeah. So there's the main administration building in the center of the picture now. The kingfisher quite often perch there on that one, that branch there. And over here we've got the Christmas feature. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Merry Christmas. I've got to guess the number of tree cones. And you'll get a little prize. Some books. And Christmas tree. Wheeled out, I suppose, every day. And it's getting quite warm now. Gosh, what's this? It's a Christmas tree. Oh, everybody makes a wish, I think. Writes it on those little pieces of wooden member. Hang them on the tree, I see. Hadn't spotted that before. What's this one? Corona ni makenaide. Don't lose to Corona. Sekai Heiwa, world peace, etc. Ii koto ippai arimasu you ni. May there be many good things. 94歳、元気に歩く。94 years old, walking energetically. Suki. This is quite an interesting idea. I haven't spotted this before. And right here is a boundary stone in the middle of the pond, as it were. It's all explained here, in Japanese only. But it was the boundary between Uzen no Kuni and Chikuzen no Kuni. And in the Edo era, it was the Kokura domain and the Fukuoka domain. Kokura Han, Fukuoka Han. They both built it. And it's the 13th of such stones, apparently. Or there are 13, or there were 13 stones. Yeah, it's quite a curiosity. And we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, there's the heron doing a bit of sunbathing by the look of it on one leg. And I just saw a rather big fish, and down there's a cormorant. So all kinds of wildlife here. As we almost complete the inner lap, the inner circle. I expect the ducks might come and ask me for some food, but I don't have any. Sorry, chaps. There we go. Oh. Right, I think this is a time to wind up the tour of the outer and inner walking ring of Chuo Park. So thank you for watching if you have been.